Okay, hello everybody. How you guys doing? My name is Chidi.
My name is Erica. Welcome to our show today.
All right, you guys, I know you're very lucky today because you get you get to see my special guest today. Somebody that has been working from the background. That is Dr. Erica. So I'm really happy that she agreed to come on the show today. Well, today's show, as you guys have seen, is we're talking about housemaids and the hidden truths. It is against the background of trending videos. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but we've seen a lot of them. We can't even share them on
Wow.
our channel. You remember the one that
The lady was hitting the house girl
yeah, yeah.
from the car.
Yes, the lady was hitting the house girl from the car, and the girl was pleading. And then the most recent one that happened in Enugu,
Enugu.
yes,
Mhm.
where the lady and the husband, they beat
Accomplice.
well, accomplice, but they beat up this little girl. When I first saw the video, I mean the pictures, I thought that was a boy. I didn't even know that was a girl. The way they had made this girl look, she had lost all femininity. She was looking just so hard. But they used electric iron, hot iron on her, and she even fainted. And they also what is it?
I think they drove a nail into her head or something like
They
that.
drove a nail into her
Yeah.
head. Can you imagine such wickedness? So it's against that background that we said, okay, you know what? Today we're gonna talk about this thing.
Yes.
There's an issue that a lot of people don't want to talk about. So maybe let's talk about why people take housewives. We're focusing in Nigeria. What
House
do
girls. Not
house
housewives.
house girls? I said housewives. Sorry. House girls, housemaids.
Mm.
Yes, the housemaids. Why do people take housemaids? What do housemaids do in Nigeria?
Well, housemates are supposed to help you out in the house.
Okay,
Yeah. They're supposed to be a help. They're supposed to be like extra help.
okay.
But I think what has happened is people make them, I don't know, they turn house helps into some kind of superhuman beings. They do everything. Should I say my take on this? Like my view
Yeah,
on this.
yeah. I want to first of all let people understand because a lot of you that are watching this video, you're wondering who is a housemaid. What is a housemaid? Because in other places, in other civilizations, or like we live in Canada, there are professional maids, like molly
Only
maids.
made so many of them.
When they come to your
They
house,
are paid.
they are paid. They come with
A crew.
expensive cars and
Yes.
crews. They work for a particular time and they go.
Yes.
But we're trying to explain to people the concept of maid in a place like Nigeria or in so many African
Africa.
countries, Africa generally. So a housemaid, like you were saying, let's list some of the things that they do.
Supposed to be someone that assists you,
Yeah.
someone that helps you, someone who takes care of the kids when you're not there.
Okay.
You know, just someone that is there to help.
Yeah, housemaids in African in the African context, or as we know it in Nigeria, they cook the whole food that is done in the house. They wash the whole clothes. They take the kids
Clean.
to school. They clean. They do every other chore in the house. That's what they do in Nigeria. And then they are made to sleep in places. Sometimes they have to sleep in the boys' quarter. And if there's no boys' quarter in houses,
Some they sleep in the kitchen, the kitchen floor.
exactly, they sleep in the kitchen floor, or they
If
sleep
they are lucky, they'll sleep in the living room.
okay
The floor.
on,
That's
on the
like
floor.
luxury, luxury
Apartment.
luxury abode. for them.
Otherwise, they sleep on the. They don't even sleep on the chair. They can't sleep on
No.
the chair. Housemaids are supposed to get the the worst part of the food,
The remnants.
the remnants of the
The
food.
burnt parts.
Exactly. And then when it comes to clothing, they get the clothes that are not. They rarely get brand new clothes,
No.
and they get blamed for everything that goes wrong in the house. And housemaids don't. They are the ones that stay at home when everybody else is going for a party.
Yes.
Some of them don't. They prepare everybody for church, but they don't go to church.
No, they stay
themselves.
back because they have to cook the Sunday rice.
Exactly.
So when the family comes back,
they'll eat
there's food to eat.
Meanwhile, they got up early and they washed the car.
Yes.
Okay.
And swept the compound.
And if you have get feed for the animal. So a lot of these things are the situation that house. You even saw a video where someone went to in Nigeria. They went to one of these fast food restaurants, and they were sitting together on a table.
And the girl was over there.
Exactly. Not even eating anything. You know. So this is a situation that we are analyzing. That's the situation that we have in with house helps. Now, let's talk about our personal experience. What we have experienced. And this is why we want to be very frank here. I grew up. Well, let me explain my situation to you. In my house, my mother was a very, very generous person, and we had a house that was full of people. People were always coming to our house. We at the point, I don't even know, cousins, uncles, everybody was coming to our house. So at every point in time, you had over 10 people, 10 to 12, 15 people staying in our house, and everybody ate together, everybody helped out.
It was like one big happy
family.
family.
One big happy family, and yet
happy.
all of them didn't come from the same mother and father. So we had people that lived in our house who came as they would fall under the category of house help or maids, but we didn't grow up seeing them as housemaids. In fact, we were so little then that I used to fight with the girl that lived with us. And what was the cause of the fight? I would say, don't call my mommy. I said, no, she's my mommy. I said, no, she's my mommy. And my mom will have to separate the fight for us. You know what I'm saying? My mom will say no. My mom will say, no. She can call me mommy and you can call me mommy. You know, so that's the kind of experience I had. So compared to what I see now, it is a very far cry. And before we open the lines, because we're going to be opening the lines once we're done with these discussions, maybe let's talk about the situation in Nigeria, because people actually, there are situations that people actually need to have house helps. So let us talk about the real reason why people need house helps, or why people go to get house helps in a place like Nigeria, like professionals and all of those people. Why do you think people get house helps?
I think people get house helps when they need, let's say a woman has put to bed and she already has, maybe it's her first time, or she already has kids, or a woman that is a professional and her job is really demanding of her, and she already has kids, most probably little kids at home, and she needs help in the house. I think those are really when you need house helps, especially when your kids are small. I don't really see this thing of your kids are come of age like 10 years and above and you're still looking for house help. It doesn't really make sense to me.
Okay, there are situations too when people like the case of a man may lose the wife, okay, or like you talked about during childbirth.
Yes.
The woman may need help,
definitely,
but there are also situations where the working situation in Nigeria, let's compare it with what obtains here in Canada. we are lucky to be in a system where so many things are guaranteed. Like you're sure that if you go to work on Monday, this is when you will start work. This is when you will finish. This is when you will
Things
come
are
home.
structured.
Things are structured.
Have a
This-
regular pattern.
the schools are around your neighborhood.
Of course, of course.
The grocery store is around your neighborhood.
Yeah.
You're sure of certain things, so you can plan around it. You have a situation back home in Nigeria where someone is working in a place that is not even within their vicinity. They will tell you that they'll go to work and come back at a certain time, but they have traffic, they have one
Somewhere
thing
like
up-
Lagos.
Exactly. So they come back home very late, or they come back at odd hours. Here, you can be sure that every school around you is basically good, and so your children can school around you. But you have a situation in Nigeria or in Africa where the kind of school that you want your kids to be in could be way, way further away from where you're living. And so you may have to get back from work, go and get the kids. By the time you're coming back, the husband is back, food and all of those things. What I'm trying to say is that the situation in Nigeria is very, very unique and very, very disorganized sometimes, that you actually need extra help.
Yeah.
This
That's
we're
for
in a
sure.
system that recognizes when a wife, when a woman has a baby, that
Of course.
she has a maternity leave.
They also give paternity leaves too to husbands.
Here.
Of course,
Oh,
of course they do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if you're in a situation where they don't even recognize your maternity or paternity leave and all of those kind of things, then you may require a maid. You may require the services of a house help.
Absolutely.
Now, to the big question, and we'll open the lines shortly. Should we really have house helps, or you think that absolutely we should not have house helps?
Okay. While we're waiting for the line to
Yeah. What
open,
what
let
do you really
me-
think?
Yeah. This is my own perspective.
Mm.
Growing up, I remember vaguely we did have house help. I remember a house boy and a house girl sometime when I was really small, but I was really, really small. I think I was like 6 years or 7 years,
Mm.
And they didn't really stay so long. They didn't stay so long. I know my mom used to do most of the cooking. She would cook the soup, and she did most of the cooking. I can't remember house helps, cooking extensively in the kitchen. But after a while, I know we stopped. I think when I started, like 10 years, 11 years, we didn't have a house help again. Now, we the kids, of course, my older sisters and my kid brother, we started doing things in the house. My mom taught us to, do the house chores, how to sweep. You get up in the morning, do devotion, you do the normal thing, And then she started introducing cooking to us, teaching us how to cook something from boil rice, make stew, boil egg, fry. She taught us. So it was from that little age we stopped having house help. We didn't have a house help. We grew up, doing things in the house. And for me, I think that's how it should really be. I don't see a situation whereby you bring someone from their place, maybe from the village or from somewhere, and they come to stay with you. Yes, I understand when the kids are small. They help out. But the woman, you have to do your duty as the wife. You have to do the cooking. You have to do the bulk cooking. Like on the weekends. I mean, you can't spend the whole weekends, doing other things that are not very important. You still have to do your duty as a wife and do your cooking. Let the house help you, or be doing other things, or take care of the children. But you do your cooking and keep doing that. But when your kids come of age, that's what I feel. When your kids are old enough, I don't really think it's necessary to have a house help anymore. And it's now, your duty to teach your kids and, show them how to do certain things. You're training them in life. You're getting them ready for the world. They won't depend on house help forever. That's my take on that. Yeah.
Okay, the lines are open now. I really, as you guys may have noticed, we decided to do this, kind of impromptu, but the lines are open. +1 647 9892837. We want it to be an interactive thing. We want to get people's opinion because this is a heated topic right now. It is such a heated topic that a lot of people don't know what to do about it. A lot of people have house helps that they treat very well, that they have a very good understanding with this person and their family. This person goes to school in their house, and they are wondering, are they doing something bad? Is it really wrong to have a house help? So we want people to call in so that these people will get a good advice. And then if you are living with a house help, we would like to know, what is your take? Do you really how do you treat them? Because if you tell us how you treat them, maybe other people will know what you do and they will learn what to do. Or have you tried to intervene in a situation like the one we saw in Enugu? If you try to intervene, what was the outcome? What should people do? What are the legal implications when something like this happens? Because we found out that sometimes you think that you have a case, but because there was a consensus, it was a consensual agreement between you and the family of those people, you don't really have so much case when you report like child abuse and all of those things. And in some cases too, people might look at a child in somebody's house and just say, no, you're doing something wrong, but they don't know that that child is actually better off in that house compared to the situation that they had in their home where they were taken out of. So these are the situations that we want to look at. And like I said, you can call in. The number is +1. We really want you to call in. I know you are a lot of you are putting down text on the chat room, but we would like you to call and make a contribution. We will take all your calls from everywhere, WhatsApp, direct line. We will take your calls. We really want to hear you out. We don't want this to be a situation where we are the only ones contributing, because a lot of people have different ways that they see these things. Yeah. So I can see Edo Princess TV.
Maybe we should
read what people.
Yeah, I would say the first person said, kindly explain this. Someone that helps to assist or cleans the house, because this person, this type of, must be specific in age brackets, and if this person is being paid. I think this person is trying to say, if you're bringing someone to be a help, a house girl or houseboy, whatever, the person should be of a particular age. Now, of course, it's very common for people to bring smaller kids into the house, and I don't have any problem with it. My only concern is that when you bring these kids in, you treat them like adults, or you want them to behave like adults, because you want okay, we have someone calling.
Okay, I have someone calling.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
This is Bright from US.
Okay, yes, Mr. Bright Tibokwe, go ahead.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Yourself?
Okay. Yeah, I'm doing okay. I thank God for my life. I just want to make a contribution to this, what you're saying. You have to apply the golden rule. That is the first thing. Somebody treat others the way you want to be treated. That's what everybody need to understand, whether you went to school or not, or go to church. The problem, and I see in Africa entirely, is that until I went to law school, that is when I found out a lot of things that we do and why the whites disrespect us and call us monkey men, because we don't reason. Actually, we hate each other, coupled with what the colonial, because I'm a contributing editor to Vanguard and the Daily Times. I have told them over and over again, we have colonial mindset, hatred, ego. Oh, I'm a daughter or son of a rich man. I am a wife of a rich man. I am a celebrity. I make movie. I am educated. I'm a doctor. Therefore, I can't go to market. When you come down here in United States, your education, your ego does not apply. Rather, what you can produce, that is what the white man will look after. So, like when I go home, when I was in Enugu at Central Bank, my friend that was a doctor, Dr. Ndulwe, when I was working in Central Bank. I was living at 51 Amode Street. Look at Kenyatta Market. We walk down to Kenyatta Market to buy food. He would not like to go with me to buy a gusi abono and red. But I tell him, okay, sit down with in the house of Chairman Chuku's house, and let me buy. Then, so that the guests will not tell you this. When I come back home and cook the soup, he will enjoy and eat. Do you see our mental level? Then my other people, celebrities, will not go to market and buy something because they are celebrity. Who told you that?
So what's your point? What's your point, sir? So your main point is that
my main point is that right, we need housemaid, right? But when like your wife said, to an extent, but it does not mean that it is a key to abusing the housemaid, whether she's from your family or an outsider. You have an opportunity to treat him or her as your family member, because you don't know tomorrow.
Yeah.
You don't know tomorrow. That is what the golden rule supposed to apply. But because we people, we use ego and tribalism and hatred and whatever we do, we use it to abuse people. And I one last thing that I say, if it's in a Western world, right, you pay them. But where you don't pay them as in Nigeria, there's something you train the child to go to school. That will be the decision. But at the same time, it doesn't give you the audacity or the impetus to dehumanize a man's or somebody's child because they are not able to have to, because you don't know tomorrow. God can turn her life around.
It's true.
I have a doctor friend, a lady doctor friend, in mental health. She was abused while in Imo State when she was with her children.
Yeah.
But do you know one thing? God will turn things around. She used UPE, Universal Primary Education, went to school to Nsukka, free, and then get a job, and God opened the door for her to go from Nigeria to Israel, and then from Israel to here in the United States. Wow. All her children are doctors. She's feeding those that refuse to feed her. You see? She's feeding those that refuse to feed her when she was selling akara in Lagos to make a living, to beg money, and they refuse. This is why the golden rule is very, very important. I know I will be happy that the audience, people that are listening, will apply golden rule in their lives.
Thank you so much.
Don't know tomorrow.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Another thing, I gave you a reference to our man to call to tell you, check about me. There's something I wrote to him. So when he called and asked you, you know my name.
All right, no problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So that was Bright. Maybe there's something this guy said. He said that people go outside their place to go and get house helps from a particular area. I know that in Nigeria they used to say go and bring somebody from. There's no need to call anybody's name because I don't like that. Why do they have to go outside their immediate like tribe or village, or to go and get somebody elsewhere. Why?
You know what beats me is, okay, if you want to get someone, that's fine. But when you get a little child, a child of 7 years, 8 years, 10 years, come and look after your
Sometimes
kids.
they are
Smaller.
as small as 6.
But why don't you treat the child like your child? It's still a child. The person is still a child. So treat the person like just treat the person like your child. The only difference is they are doing things like your child is not. See, that's where the thing, it just beats me. Because you bring a child of 6 years to 10 years to take care of 12 years, 15 years old children. And the kids are there. They won't even do anything. They say, clean my room, pick up my toy, do this.
Do you know,
I just don't get it.
Now that you've talked about, now that you said
Honestly,
it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
You bring a younger child
to take care of
older child.
That's why I'm telling you that it makes sense when you bring, maybe that age is also very small. I don't subscribe to bringing very small children. But if you bring them, maybe a woman that just gave birth, yeah, okay, she's carrying the baby. That makes sense. But treat her as your own child. Treat her as if she's an older child doing what an older child can do, because the baby cannot. And she's taking care of her baby sister or baby brother. That's when it makes it. But treat the person like your child. Don't give the person raggedy clothes to wear. Let them sleep on a bed. A bed is a bed. The person is a human being. Send them to school, even if you won't send them to the kind of school your kids will go to. But send them to school. They come back, and don't overwork them. Don't walk them like horses till they drop. It's not good. They're still little kids.
Okay, we have another caller on the line. Hello, tell us your name and where you're calling from, please. Hello. Okay, he went off. One thing I want to point out is this one. I don't get it. This one that you see some people turn around and accuse a child of witchcraft. They bring this child from somebody's house. How come it's always when they come to your house that they become a witch?
Yes, no, that one is
that they become demon possessed. Meanwhile, let me tell you why that child is a witch to you. Because first of all, the child does not sleep on time. The child sleeps. A small child that is supposed to get about 10 hours of sleep.
At the most 8.
But everybody goes to bed, and this child stays back because the woman is not the one that washes the plates. So she uses 20 plates or 30 plates.
Of course.
So, and you know how you just use the kitchen when you're not the one that is going to wash the plates? Ask me and I'll tell you. Oh, yeah. So, this woman uses the kitchen anyhow. So, this child stays late washing the plates.
Clean up.
Do everything. So, by the time the child sleeps, it is very late.
So they're tired.
It doesn't sleep well.
No.
Wakes up in the morning.
And they have to get off first before everybody.
4:30. And when they wake up, they don't even shower. They become so tired. They become raggedy,
smelly.
You don't know why they smell. You say, come on.
It's a hormone now.
It's a hormone. The fear. Because
it
releases that. That's why they smell. That smell that you see coming from my child who is always.
It's very common with house elves. Everybody complains about that.
At a point in my life, I realized that. In fact, it was my wife that used to tell me that, your armpit is smelling. And I'd be like, no. Then I was smelling and I say, yes.
It only happens when you're
when you're agitated,
out.
when you're I didn't know till I got married.
Yes. I'm like, huh?
So that's what causes those children to smell. They release the hormone, release the kind of odor that comes. So you tell them, go away, you're smelly. Yes. Meanwhile, you're the one that causes it because they don't know. Your child breaks a plate, they don't beat the child.
No.
But when the house help,
she gets some hammering for it.
or
serious one. Yeah.
You know, and then something happens to your child, and you know when they ask them that question, say, "Come, the way you're behaving, come. Did you dream in the night?" The child will be so tired. Just say, "Let me just answer so that I can just
get
go."
my go.
Did you dream in the night? Yes.
Oh my God.
Do you fly when you dream in the night? Do you fly? Madam, yes. Oh, you see, you fly, you dream, you go to your pastor and tell your pastor that the child flies in the night. Your pastor will say,
for deliverance.
That's the one I don't like. The pastor will complicate the matter and now they bring the child for deliverance. And how can you, after you have paid? Sorry, I don't want to come on, pastor. But for those of you that do it, you cause more trouble. So they end up calling the child a witch, and you send the child home. And sometimes they send the child home after the child had lived with the woman. When the woman has recovered from her childbearing, when she's now okay, she doesn't need the child. That's when the child becomes a witch, and they send the child home.
No, I keep saying it. You see, I don't know why I would blame women.
Edo Princess said that I can remember when I was staying with my auntie as a child. Yeah, so a lot of people have this experiences. Alexander M said, if you bring a child to work in the house, that is child slavery. Yes. But then, like I was saying, there are some children where they are living, like their parents.
It's better off that they are. But you see what he's saying. Was it Alexander M? That's what I'm saying. Don't bring a child to the house to be a slave or to work their whatever out. Bring the person to be a help to you. The woman shouldn't abandon cooking for the house help. No. It is wrong. A woman should still do her due diligence. She should still cook. You can cook, do your bulk cooking in the weekend. Don't leave it for the house help. Remember, you're cooking for your husband, your children, and the house help. Don't leave it for the person. You must still go to the kitchen and cook. Go shopping. If you have to go with the house help to help you carry things and whatever, that's fine. They help you. But when you come back, you must do your job as a wife, as a woman in the home. You must do your cooking. Don't leave it for the person. No, that's too much.
You know, when we say when you go shopping, you can go with a house help. A lot of people will still say, no, it's not necessary. It's not necessary.
It is necessary.
Over here, I will go shopping alone. But just like I was saying, when we go shopping here, you drive. The market is inside the house.
Everything
now.
is structured. Everything is structured.
You go, you pick a cart.
Yes.
You do all your shopping. You don't carry it around. Then in Nigeria, when you go shopping, you buy plantain. You have to put it on a wheelbarrow. But even at that, yes, you can actually pay. You mustn't go with the house help. You can actually go to the market and pay somebody. I think our people, some of us, are dodging. They don't want to spend money. They want to use people for free.
They just want to overuse the person. That's it.
Exactly.
And that's just wickedness.
Because you can also go to the market and pay these wheelbarrow people, pay some guys to help you and carry the load now, Abi.
Of course.
But
of course.
You don't want, so you carry somebody to do the work for you. And when they, like here, like somebody is saying that even when an adult is employed as house help, should not be treated
as slaves. Yes.
So we are
employed. Okay, people employed in the UAE, in Dubai, and Saudi Arabia. It's very common there.
Oh yes, they say that they are crying online about the sort of slavery where they are being treated. Yes, so it's actually, it becomes slavery when you take somebody in and you make them work and you don't pay them. And a lot of people do that. They just go and pick a child from their house, and the child is, and a lot of times they tell the parents that they will take care of the child. They put the child through school.
Most times it's a lie. They just say that to make the parents agree, and lure the child out. That's it. Let's come back to this trending issue.
Okay.
About the man and the
wife.
The wife. I'm even wondering, does the husband see when the woman is doing this? I don't get it. I don't understand.
Let me tell you what happens. Sometimes some men are just not men. And what do I say that the man is not a man? Whenever there's a problem in the house, and men are always not understanding me when I say this. When, as a counselor, whenever I come into a situation in a house, I always go after the man. I blame the man first. Why? Because you are the head of the family.
Captain of the ship.
Exactly.
Yes.
You must take responsibility.
Of course.
Even when you are wrong, you need to take responsibility for allowing things to get to that point.
Degenerate.
Exactly. So a man who sits down and watches the wife maltreat another person's
It's not
child.
a man.
No, it's not a man.
No.
It's not a man at all. So I would blame this man because maybe the wife intimidates him. And why would your wife intimidate you? Because you have allowed things to degenerate to that point.
That's another topic for
another day.
Yes.
Because that your wife is intimidating you.
I'm calling the shots.
It's not just because she is more powerful than you. It is because there are certain ways that you can show. You don't even have to prove. There are certain ways you can show that you are the man of the house, but you have failed in so many ways, in those ways. So the woman doesn't take you as anything.
No.
And she's calling the shot. And so how dare you open your mouth and talk when she is maltreating the child? Because you have lost the right to talk, or you've lost the right to contribute in that kind of situation. So that is what happened in that case, where you find the man and the wife engaging in that act. Very, very shameful act.
Very shameful. I also think that why women do this to house help is they look for, some women, I don't know, sometimes, especially maybe after giving birth and all that, they have this bag of frustration they're always carrying. So they're looking for who to just transfer the aggression. So unfortunately, it's the house help, that they normally do this to. They just pour out their frustrations from work, frustrations from her and her husband, frustrations from so many things. Just pour it out on the house help, and they end up being
the punching bag.
That's it.
What about the people who use it as a status symbol? I remember somebody posted online.
Oh yes. I know this person, Her kids are 15, 16. I mean, they're not little kids. And she's upset about her housemaid. The housemaid didn't get up early to get the kids ready for, Honestly, I was disgusted. I'm like, no, this is not true. And you're upset. And your kids are big enough. And our friends were busy commenting, saying, relax, don't worry, take a chill pill, don't let her upset you. I didn't even comment, because if I commented, she would have been so upset with me. But I was mad. I was like, are you kidding me? Your kids are old enough. You're upset at them. Should you be having a house help at the age your kids are? You can't even enter the kitchen and do the meal was late, this one, that one, because the meal was late, the house help, maybe she woke up late or whatever, so the meal were late, and then the kids were late to school, and she was it messed up her day. I'm like, really? This can't be happening.
So this person
2019, 2020.
So you see what I'm talking about? This person that is saying the meals were late is staying with the husband. And the husband is hungry.
And the house help will go and cook.
And the husband is now listening to the wife complain that the house help did not do the food on time. Baby, if me and you are sitting down together and you complain.
No, even when we before we got married, I told you I am not into this. I'm not going to have a house help. I made it clear to you. I would never.
And you see, that's...
And I stuck to it.
Yeah, but that's what I want to also... In fact, sometimes when I want to make an excuse for people and try to justify having a house help, if, like you just reminded me now, when I look at our position and our situation, you almost don't even find any justification for someone to have a house help
because we are here.
Very busy people. Very busy people, and with everything that we had to do, you still had the kids.
Yes.
And you never had any support of any kind.
No.
And
not at all.
You're a professional. You're you're an architect. You do everything that we do on site. You manage the site. You do everything. We do worship media. We do our charities. We do everything.
Rentals.
We do our rental properties. We do all of those things, and yet we don't have a house help. And we didn't die.
No.
And we still have time when we enjoy ourselves. Hey. You would say these people don't have any problem in life.
No.
You know?
But you see what's happening. Kene is 10.
Mm-hmm.
Ejoma is 8. But we're teaching them how to start doing things in the house.
Like
how
today.
To cook. Today, Ejoma made breakfast for
And even yesterday.
Yes.
Yesterday,
Kene
made dinner.
That's they have come of age.
Honestly.
They've come of age. I don't see them depending on someone to. No, they have come of age. This is the time to now start training them, to to stand on their own.
Oh yes,
because they have to face life. You can't start depending on house help. It doesn't make sense.
Someone is asking, put the calling number there. I'm going to put it in front here too, so that you guys don't worry. I'm gonna put the calling number right in front here, so that you can call. Okay, guys, you can call, and we want it to be very, very interactive. Yes, so that it's not only us. But I want to see more. If anybody thinks that people should have house helps, let me know.
Samuel Onang said, so Nigeria has no child protective services. Which ministry is in charge of child abuse? When there's corruption, what do you expect? There's nothing like child, it still boils down to a system that doesn't work. A place that doesn't have a good government in place. No government in place. Nothing is really working there.
Oh, we are live. Oh, do you want to call me after, or you want to contribute to the discussion? Yeah. Okay, call me later, please. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, guys. So the number to call is +1 647 989 2837.
Yeah, put it down on the chat box. So
okay, good. So please do call and let us talk about this thing, because our own perspective could be wrong. Our perspective could be one-sided, but when we hear from you, we'll be able to balance these things out, because this is a pandemic now.
It's a pandemic in Africa.
I'm telling you.
And I keep wondering why it's more rampant. People bringing little kids than bringing people that are old enough.
You know why now? It's easier to control a little kid than to control.
Or is it the issue of the older person taking, if it's a female, taking over the husband, or if it's a male taking over the wife?
No, now go and get. Since you're looking for a housemate, go and get a 16-year-old housemate. Go and get a 16-year-old housemate. God. Now. She will come and be making Oga's bed.
Okay, cooking Oga's food.
And she will cook Oga's food.
Okay.
Then you know that a way to a man's heart is through his stomach. If you don't know, let me just give you. So if you go and get a 16-year-old person to come and be a house help, and like they see all these Nigerian movies when I get to watch them. Go and see it and learn. But that's why they go and get small children that they can intimidate, small children that they can handle. But it is very, very bad. What does Adeola or what do you say?
He was saying, thank God we have human rights. advocates introduced to the system in Nigeria now that are helping the underprivileged, also the voice of the voiceless. So this is putting check and balance to our people. Yes, that might be happening,
but that's like 1%.
It's one, like, oh my God,
1%.
Yeah.
It's like when I was in Nigeria some time ago, and please don't come and start telling me, Chidi, don't compare orange and apples. No, there was an accident, and for a minute I just forgot where I was. I was screaming. I was saying, "Oh my goodness, someone get an ambulance!" My friend that was in the car with me said, "Chidi, shut up, shut up. Which one will get an ambulance? When did you leave Nigeria? Ambulance they carry person, no be dead body. Ambulance they carry for Nigeria. You don't ever see ambulance where they do poppy, and somebody inside is alive. It's only when somebody dies, that's when they bring ambulance to carry the dead body. So don't ever ask about ambulance in Nigeria. That's the same way, you ask for child protection officers, or whatever. It's only when it comes live. When it comes live, that's when you this person, I can't take you video. You have to call us. Do you want to contribute to the show? Do you want to contribute to the show?
Yes.
Oh, okay. If you want to contribute to the show, go ahead.
I don't know if I'm on the right topic or not.
What topic do you want to contribute on?
What I'm watching from YouTube was is about having a house help.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you're in the right chat room. What's your opinion?
Okay.
Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Chukwu Dimabala. I'm calling from Norway.
Okay, go ahead, my brother.
Yeah. My contribution to what you are discussing now is not a bad thing to have a house help.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that is very good.
Okay.
Because first of all, the partners that decided they are going to get a house help need something. They needed some help before they first decided they will have a house help.
Okay.
But my main goal, like my opinion for anybody who decided to get a house help, must be, if you know the way you would treat your own child, just treat that house help exactly as your own child.
Mm. That's good.
If you know what you're going to do to your child, or what somebody else will do to your child, you will not like it, don't do it to the house help.
Okay.
Whereby maybe you have already some kids yourself plus the house help. You have to treat all of them the same way. Not like maybe if somebody just walk into your apartment, he or she will notice immediately, oh, these are your kids, this is the house help.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you a question. Because somebody asked me this question. What if my kids were already going to attending a private school, expensive private school, and I bring the house help? Must I put the house help in the same school that my kids are going to?
From my own opinion, if your kids, they are still very little for the house help to be taking care of them, then it's better you take them both in the same school. But if your kids, they are more higher, like they can get to school by themselves and do other things, then you can start first. Only if you don't have the money, you can start first with an average school, but whereby you have the money to send your own kids by the high school, then if you have enough money, it's good for you to put the same kid, the house help, to the same school with your kids as well.
But let me tell you why
you are training your kids. The house help is helping you for something, so you need to train him or her as well.
Okay. Do you want to say anything
No,
before?
you go ahead
Okay,
first.
so
Go ahead.
let me tell
Back to
you.
my thoughts.
Let me tell you, I am somebody who likes to be realistic, and I don't like because I have a microphone in front of me and I have a platform. I come and uh, become speak in such a way that you put a load on people that they cannot carry. Now, listen. Sometimes this house help is taken from a village. It's taken from a family where they are less privileged. They don't have access to certain basic necessities of life. Okay, like the parents will make do with just anything that is higher than what they have in their home, right? I think that if you take this child out to tell somebody that unless the house help measures exactly with the level of your children, they have not treated that house help right. I don't think that is fair. It is not practical. What I think is that when, especially in a case where you're taking the house help out of their home because you want to give them a better life in exchange for them helping you, okay, as long as that like you said, it's a matter of your conscience and the people that let the child go. Sometimes just even putting the child in any school at all when they were not going to school at all is already something huge that you have done in their life, because in that school too, for some people, that's the highest level that their own parents can afford. So that's why I like to advise people in this way, because you'll be putting people under unnecessary pressure that they may not be able to handle. Okay, so I'm coming. So rather than do it and be feeling bad that you're doing it, I think you should put the child in a school that you may have discussed with their, it's a package. You discuss with the parents that, hey, this is what I can afford to do, because it's a project. I want this child to come and help me with A, B, C, D, E. In exchange, I'm going to do A, B, C, D. As long as you people agree, I think that is fair enough. This is my own submission.
Yes, but whereby I said, when I said something, I said whereby if the person is rich enough to sponsor the child as well with her his own child in the same school, then why not?
Okay, I see.
Why not?
Okay.
Then another thing is that some people, they are really like they are born wicked. Yeah, they are born with wickedness. Some will promise all those heaven and earth. Then the child will be trying his or her very best for to the family. But that basic necessities they have to give to the child, they'll be refusing it from the child. They will refusing the basic necessities to the child.
No, that is for sure, and that's what we're speaking against.
Sometimes the child will start school just from the beginning. After the first and second term, then they drop him or her from
yes, I've seen that.
Their own child, they're still going to school.
You're right. That's one thing that people do that is absolutely wrong. It's absolutely wrong.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much for calling in. Thank you for your contribution. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Well done. Bye bye. Okay. So what do you think?
I don't know. Thinking about this thing, sometimes it can be depressing. Like, I don't know.
Why someone would treat somebody?
Why? Yes. No. I mean, honestly, I agree with the last caller. If you will not treat the child like your own child, you might have a different opinion. Let the child go to the same school. The child is like your child. The only thing is that the child is helping out more. And like I'll always insist and I'll always re-emphasize, House helps are good or necessary when your kids are younger than the person you're bringing. I would say it over and over again. The issue of bringing a house help when your kids have come of age is wrong. At that age, you should have trained and taught your kids how to do things in the house. There's no need for a house help anymore. So the house help is necessary only when your kids are small, and when they come, treat them like one of yours. Let them go to the same school. Let them wear the clothes. I know a few of my friends that do this. When they take pictures in the studio, you think it's the whole family. You keep looking at the picture, then the next thing you see a family picture without somebody, and you say, okay, now I see that person must be the house help. It's not part of the family. But you see the way they treat the person, you will never know. Because it's really getting really, like you said, it's a pandemic now in Nigeria.
So what
it's not good.
So what you're saying is, only in a circumstance where you are willing to treat the child like one of your own.
Absolutely.
That's the only time you should have a house help in your family.
Yes, and when you promise heaven and earth to the parents, make sure you stick to those promises. Don't bring the person and the person is just there, a slave in your house. They don't go to school, they don't go anywhere. That's unfair. One of our subscribers was commenting, this life turns around. The person you're treating as a house help today turns out to be somebody else in life, and is there to help your kids. So that's my take.
Oh yes, I agree with you. I am
a sad situation.
Okay, I have a caller. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Chooks. I'm calling from London. Good evening.
Go ahead, Chooks. Good evening.
Yeah, based on this house help issue,
Mm-hmm.
what I will advise anyone that wants to take a house help, you have to think very well and decide what you want to embark on. Because I've had a very nasty experience about it. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So, about the school stuff you're talking about, what you said earlier is a very, very good submission. As in putting the child in a public school and yours in a private school.
Mm-hmm.
Because you want to be realistic, and that is what every parent would like to do.
Mm.
It's on the real occasion you see a person putting both his child and house help in the same private school.
Mm.
It's very, very it's 10 out of 100.
Mm.
Yeah. So, on the house help issue, you have to think about it and know what you are going for. Because most of them, no matter how good you treat them, they want to pay you with evil. So it's a choice.
Okay, you mean that a lot of house helps that sometimes when you treat them well, they pay you back with evil.
Yeah, some of them have mission, you know.
They have mission.
Yeah.
To explain to me, when you say they have mission, explain to me what you mean by they have mission.
Some of them have their own evil agendas, you know. I don't want to speak like back home people, but I experience it in my own way, you understand?
Okay, so hold on now. I'm just trying to learn. So the house help the house help marks the person's house and they target you and but it's you that went to bring them now. How come you say they have a mission?
That's why I'm telling you that we live in a wicked world.
Okay, so what you're trying to say is that whichever house you take them to, they will go to that place and they will do that same thing.
I don't really know because I'm talking about my own personal
experience
and encounters.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm not generalizing it. I'm just
sure.
giving it as an advice, you know.
Sure.
For anybody that is going into it to know what he or she is backing on. So whatever you see, you have to
You
take
take
it like
it.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I
she taught me a
understand.
lot of things, but I did not do anything evil to her. All I did is, please, let's take her back the way we brought her, and that settles it all.
Yeah.
Understand?
I understand. I
so-
understand what you're saying perfectly
Yeah.
well, and I'm going to talk about it. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very important. Maybe I think a lot of people don't really understand
Yeah.
the situation that this person. Some people just say, they call you and say, oh, please, I need a child. Can you get me a child? Just get me a house help.
Okay, I'll take you on that. I
So
think
okay, go ahead.
I just wanted to say before I lose my line of thought.
Mm.
This thing of just taking anybody, it still boils down to what we're saying.
Mhm.
It's not better to take somebody from maybe your village or a family than taking some random someone you don't know where the person is coming from.
But there's a reason why people do that, and it's suspicious because our people, we have a proverb. I always talk with proverbs. You don't sell a chicken with a bad leg to your neighbor in the marketplace,
Mhm.
because they will bring it back home and everybody will say, ah, this chicken, who sold it to you? And you just
to you.
point at the
Yes.
person's house, So they prefer to sell it to somebody far away. The same way, people don't want to go and bring a child from their neighborhood, from their village, from their kindred,
Because they'll end up treating the person bad.
and when they treat the person bad, the person will come
Go
back
back.
home, and it has a snowball effect.
Of course.
Now the parents will talk about you in the village, the whole village will know about you, it will linger on. So they want somebody that there is no attachment.
Sent to.
When they bring the person, if anything happens, they take the person back home. But I think a lot of people do not actually sit down and analyze the circumstances surrounding this house help that you're bringing, this housemaid. You don't know the environment they grew up in. You don't know what is their outlook in life. You don't know what is their religious beliefs. You don't know whether they come from a background of criminality where people lie and cheat
Because
and
like
steal.
you said, there's no time for all that. They just call on the phone. Because chatalo mmadụ or because
Yeah.
I need the mmadụ biko
No.
yeah, little
what
girl
age?
of
Somebody,
yeah, maybe 6'8".
Yeah, just somebody
just
that
look
won't
for
give me
somebody.
trouble.
That's there's no time for background check.
No,
Nothing.
they just put the
Nothing.
girl in a bus,
and she
bam.
lands in your. So I mean,
And
what
maybe
you
she
see-
comes from a situation where they see everybody, rich people are wicked. So she comes to your house and she says, you're
already
rich
with that
people.
mindset.
Eh.
That's the beginning of the whole chaos.
And that rich people don't like poor people. So everything she or he is doing, it's a war.
Yes.
It's either you are, and they've heard so many stories that people don't stay long in people's houses. So you hit while the iron is hot, just hit and go.
Yes.
So when she comes to your house, she just wants to quickly do whatever she can do and leave,
yes.
before anything
Yes,
happens.
yes.
So people don't understand these things when they go and get a child. And when the child now begins to manifest, because initially when they come down, they come with their best behaviors.
Of course.
But what I will still find is level.
Of course.
When they now begin to exhibit those characters that
Their real personality comes out.
which is based on their upbringing, not a fault of theirs.
Yes,
Their religious
yes,
beliefs, the way they see life, some things that they have growing up. When they begin to exhibit it, that's when you now begin to scream. Anyway, I think I'm glad we talked about this issue. There is still so much to talk about this issue. So I will advise that we continue the conversation in the chat room even after this. In the comment box, you should also continue with the comment box. Oh my God, my aunt is calling me. I need to tell her. Auntie, I'll call you back. We're on a live show. Okay? I'll call you back.
Hello?
I'll call you back, Auntie. Okay. You see, it's also very, very important that you keep family, you keep connected to your family. A lot of people, the reason why they actually need house help and house this, house that, is when they are in at loggerheads with all their family members. Some people, when they have a baby, their house will be teeming with
People,
their cousin,
yes,
this person's
yes,
daughter, this
yes,
person's
yes.
son. They rally around and they help you.
Yes.
But when you are cantankerous,
And you're in the bad books of every other person.
then nobody will come to help you.
nobody.
Everybody will
No,
run away from
no,
you,
yes.
and you will have to bear the whole burden yourself.
Yes.
So my advice is that you keep family close to you.
Mm-hmm.
You continue to be good to everybody. Anyway, maybe one last word as we round up the show.
I just want to go back to what one of our callers said. Follow the golden rule. Do unto others as you would love them to do unto you. So if you want to go ahead and get a house help, just have it in the back of your mind. Treat the person right, like you would treat your kids. They are also human beings. They are also people's children. Just that probably they're in a less fortunate situation than you are. So if you have to get a house help, treat them right, please. Treat them right. Have some conscience. Be human to them. And like I'll always say, house helps are only good when your kids are small. When your kids are grown up or come of age, please let the house help go. Time to face your kids. Train them. Teach them. Let them grow up being independent too.
Okay, you've heard that from Madame. I can't. If Madame has spoken, what
Yes.
more can I say? So I agree with what Madame has said. If you don't know, let me teach you. And that's how to do it. So I have to agree with what Madame. I have my little my own personal opinion, but I will.
You can no, I mean you can say that. You can go ahead and say them. There's
No, I don't want to. Madame has spoken. We agree with Madame 100%. But guys, thank you so much for giving us a listening ear and allowing us to bring this to your mobile devices, to your TVs, and to whatever form you're using to listen to us or watch us. Share this with people that you think have this situation. You know, they want to get a house help. They already have a house help, or they know somebody who is in a situation where they don't know what to do with their house help. Please send this video to them. Let's share it around. And if you know anybody who is maltreating their house help,
please report them.
Yes.
Report them immediately.
For the sake of that child. Because
Yes.
that child doesn't have anybody that can fight for them.
Yes.
And they didn't ask themselves to be in that situation. Okay, so let's be our brothers and our sisters keepers. Look at that caller talking about someone who was a house help and they ended up a doctor. You know, the funny thing is, a lot of people, I've come to find out that a lot of people who were not lazy, who grew up working,
They are the ones that
they are the
actually
ones that
make
make
it in
it.
life. Yes.
I'm telling you, all over the place, people
Scan
tell you their
round,
stories
of
of
course.
how they were living with an uncle and
Yes.
aunt, how they were maltreated. That training, and a lot of parents don't even know that. You maltreat another person's child. You think you're maltreating
training them,
but you're
getting them
training them.
ready. Yes.
Look at that child that was, they put iron on her and do. Remember, there was another one that they chained her. They chained him for about 4 days. Didn't give him food. When they come out of those kind of places, when they confront life, that is when when God has helped them to deal with the trauma of that experience. They turn out very, very industrious people. So don't think you're doing your child any world of good by not exposing them to doing chores around the house.
That's why I keep falling back to, at a certain age, Kids don't need house helps.
Yeah.
They don't need house help. You need to start training them
Yes.
at that age. From 8 upwards, 8, 10. I think they're good to go.
So
to start
please,
doing things on their own.
train your child in the way that they must follow, and when they grow up they will not depart from it. That's what the Bible tells us.
Yeah.
And on that note, I want to say that on behalf of me, Dr. Chidi, and
Me, Dr. Erica.
finally you have seen her in person. I want to say that we truly love you. Do you love them?
We love you guys so much. Thank you.
I used to do like this. You have to do I love you.
My lipstick will follow my hands.
Okay. Sorry guys, Madam said no. You see why. So today we love you
guys. We love you guys. Please don't forget to subscribe and share the video. Share. Click on the notification bell also, so you know anytime we come live or anytime we post a video. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
But can we change this agreement of no subscription, no meat? Because it's really affecting me.
You don't need it. Do you know when we got married? Do you know how much meat I gave you?
But
you didn't show your body.
So no subscription, no meat.
No, we have to carry on. No subscription, no meat.
No meat.
Yes.
Okay, you've heard it now.
No subscription, no meat.
All right. See you guys later. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.